Like this. Good evening, All-Stars. Welcome to the first ever PUBG Esports tournament happening here right at Red Q and on Workplace Live. Just to introduce myself, my name is Ryan from the culture team over here at Capital A. And welcome, All-Stars, on ground and online. First off, before I start, we couldn't have done today's event without the support from our sponsors over at LG. They have sponsored us with our very interesting and very grand lucky draw for today. They are giving out a gaming monitor, their Ultra Gear, and also for our MVP award, they will also be walking away with a gaming monitor as well. And also, we couldn't do this without the game developer, of course. So we have partnered together with Tencent Games. Thank you very much for supporting our event today here for all our All-Stars. So just to give an overview, today our players here, we have a total of 16 teams. They are fighting for 8,000 ringgit prize pool with the grand prize amounting at 3,200 ringgit and with 3,000 UC to be won as well. But without further ado, let's see our real stars for today's event. Let's move on over to the players to introduce them. On station 1, we have Loot Legends from Malaysia. Right, and moving on to station number 2, from the Philippines, Silent Raptors. Woo. And representing Indonesia, we have Bandaramas. Give your All-Stars from all the AOCs a strong support. And in station 4, we have Team Alpha from Thailand. And we have, moving on to the 5th station, we have Allstars from Malaysia. Right, and we have from station 6, we have 4 angry men. Hopefully you'll be less angry once you win. Moving on, we have Team 5FS. Okay, and on station 8, we have T-Virus. Station 9, we have Sebelah from Malaysia. And station 10, who else? From Thailand. We have some female All-Stars as well participating in this. And on station 11, we have Team Marksman. Station 12, Team Ning Wai. And Team 13, MacDees. Team number 14, Lawak team from Indonesia. The 15 team, Niner Mike from Malaysia. And last but not least, Team SPHL All-Stars from Malaysia. So that wraps up all our 16 teams that will be participating for today's event. But to share more information about today's tournament, without further ado, I want to invite our caster for today. So she'll also be your second host for today. You will see her a lot. Her name is Chu Chu. She has been in the gaming industry for quite a while. Very experienced and very veteran caster. So without further ado, Chu Chu, over to you.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the All-Stars Regional PUBG Mobile Grand Finals. I'll be your casters here today. It's going to be Chu-Chu, and I'm a bit lonely here, but it's enough room just for me alone. But thank you so much, Ryan, our host just now. If you guys are confused about his identity, we saw his card. That's exactly Ryan. So we confirm that is Ryan, that actually our host just now. But thank you so much for introduction. We have 44 teams qualified themselves just to get into the grand finals. Out of the 44, only 6 teams remaining. 16 teams. That actually 9 out of the 16 coming out from the region, Malaysia, 3 from Thailand, 2 from the Philippines, and 2 from Indonesia. Now we do hear when it comes to All-Star, wow, this is going to be a superb team. But hey, just to give you guys some introduction about the teams, they will be your big superstar, not just all-star, they will be superstars one day. This is a start where everybody have to have a kickstart. Now, speaking of the teams, we only have 6 teams left, but maps-wise, we only have 4. Not much leeway for them to actually make any errors at all. But if you guys are pretty new to PUBG Mobile, don't worry. I will try to tag you along slowly, try to just reintroduce the game for you guys to just start watching PUBG Mobile. So PUBG Mobile is a battle royale game where a lot of players, one map, can reach up to 100 players play at the same time. But this time, out of 16 teams, we're gonna have 64 players, because when it comes to esports in PUBG Mobile, we limit to only 64 players. So these players with massive enemies around, there have to be only one team survive. It's still a survival game by the end of today. Only one team will triumph and claim the glory and take the chicken dinner away. If you guys don't know what a chicken dinner is, it's chicken. Okay, you get to eat some chicken by the end of the day. But also when it comes to the prize pool, just now we have Ryan introduced to us when it comes to the prize pool. We're going to go into the breakdown later on, where we have over 8,000 ringgit of prize pool to be grabbed. Not just that, when it comes to more, when it comes to plus bonus, we also have none other than PUBG Mobile UC. But let's just re-emphasize about the 16 teams that qualified to this grand finals. Congratulations to our 16 teams. We have 4 Angry Men coming up from Malaysia, 5FS, Alpha from Thailand, Bandaramas of Indonesia. We do hear some teams are being favorite here. I do know. And we have Allborn Malaysia, Lawa Team Indonesia, Lord Legends Malaysia, Modest Malaysia, Niner Mike from Malaysia, Ningwal Thailand, Sebelah from Malaysia, Silent Raptors from the Philippines, SPHL All-Star Malaysia, Team Marksman Philippines, T-Virus Malaysia, who else? Thailand. Now that's going to be the 16 teams will participate in this tournament, but I do notice a bit more applause when it comes to who else. Maybe because there's only 2 female players that actually in that team. I'm looking for how will they perform. Will the other teams bow down to who else or not? But another favorite team when it comes to the claps and the audience applause just now, SPHL All-Star. I do wonder what it actually stands for. SPHL, that's a mouthful, but hey, All-Stars are All-Stars by the end of today. Out of all the Team 16 who will triumph and claim the glory to claim themselves as the All-Star out of this 4 region, hailing from Malaysia, Philippines, Thailand, and Indonesia. Now, we are live here at our venue, RedQ Sepang, Malaysia. If you guys want to drop by, don't drop by because you're going to watch online. But for you guys watching at home, and for whoever is actually interested in PUBG Mobile, even on ground, there'll be more prizes to give away for you guys as well, because this is not just our tournament, it's your tournament too. You will get something as long as you stay tuned with us, because there will be some QR code flashes later on for you guys to win some lucky draw. Now, when it comes to the maps, I mentioned just now, we only have 4 maps in total. No room of error for the teams. And we do know there's a new edition of the map during last month update. We're starting off at 5:15, which is pretty close. 1 more minute to go. We are starting off with Miramar, the biggest map of them all. 8 by 8 kilometers. I would say right now Miramar down to the 2nd place when it comes to the biggest map, because we have to give it to Rondo, where we have Sanhok, the smallest map when it comes to a battle royale. 4 by 4 kilometers with a rainforest terrain. Next, we're going to head over at 6:55 p.m. Map number 3 is going to be Rondo, the biggest map. 8 by 8 kilometers with 99% land to water ratio. This gonna be the hardest map of them all. And last but not least, we're gonna head over to last map, Erangel. This is gonna be our OG map. Also, when it comes to size-wise, 8 by 8 kilometers, but when it comes to land and water ratio, it's gonna be a 50%. Now, before we head into our prize giving ceremony, that break, don't let it fool you. It will have some bombastic giveaways for you guys watching at home and on ground as well. So don't get out of the live no matter what happens, because I promise you the grand prize right before the prize giving ceremony, it's going to be huge. You don't want to miss it. Now, before we get into the game, we want to thank to all our sponsors to be part of this tournament as well, and of course to all the players. I think they are more than ready now. Are you guys ready for the players? Are you guys ready to win? There you go. We get some energy from the players. Some of them are very shaky for the hands. Oh no, I don't want to mess up. And for the others, they want to go pro. But if you guys don't know, this is not a professional level yet. In case you guys will start to critique about the players, all of this are normal people like you and me. We are starting with passion. When we have the passion of a game, we want to be in pro, and this might be the start of the career as a professional player. It's not the easiest road out there when it comes to esports, but it's definitely worthwhile when you reach the peak to be the champion. We're looking at all the All-Stars. Can we have the jumper later on? Can I have it free? It looks really fancy, by the way. Just asking for freebies, by the way. And so if you guys don't know, these are going to be all the teams. They are very chill. They know they're going to win. This is going to be their front desk or their first 4 teams when it comes to their placement or their slots. We're going to the second row. And on the second row team, some of them even have their jerseys already. Hey, this is the time we can ask if you guys have any extra jerseys. Hand it over, because I love to wear new jerseys every single day. Coming up from the other teams, that's going to be the Thai team. Who else? The only 2 female players. No pressure, ladies, but I'm looking for your performance while all the other teams are geared up and ready to go. Now, they need to make sure that they only have one chance, one shot at every single map, and no room of error, because there's no more second Miramar, there's no more third Miramar, there's only one Miramar for them to be explosive in their gameplay. Come out. Bang, siap bang. Cheering and happy. Hopefully they all have their very good lunch before and all energetic to prepare themselves in a battle. The Battle Royale. If you guys don't know about Battle Royale, like, this map is huge. Why would the players want to run? One of the many reasons for us or the game to force the players to run, there will be a blue zone. If you see a blue color on top of the map, that's going to be a blue zone that's forcing the player out of their hiding spot. They have to reach the white safe circle. The safe zone is very limited when it comes to the radius and the diameter. So for every single stage, in a total, in a one map, every single map, there will be 8 stages of a circle. When we reach to stage number 9, there will be no more circle. It will be a death match between 3, 4, or maybe even 2 teams left during that time. Now, when it comes to the blue zone, every single stages of the blue zone will deduct the player's HP or health depending on which stages. For example, when it comes to stage number 4, every single second will take away 0.6% or almost close to 1% of HP of every single player that stay deep in the blue zone. The further they are away in the blue zone, the higher of their chance to be eliminated by the game itself. If you want to be safe, stay in the circle. But the trade-off of being inside of the white circle or the safe zone will be there will be a lot of players try to take them down. So either you fight the blue zone, which is inevitable death, or you can fight for your destiny to survive and be the strongest inside of the white circle by the end of today and by the end of every single game and map. It will be about their survival instincts and how well they survive for each team. But without further ado, I think we are ready to get into our game right now. For first map of the day, we're starting off with the second largest map, Miramar, the sandy dunes, 8 by 8 kilometers when it comes to water and land ratio. It'll be 89%, 89.4% to be exact, of land compared to the water. Now, it's not It's not bad if you want to fight alongside inside of a water area, but you have to have boat. You can't shoot when you're swimming, and you can't do a thing when people shoot you down. So all you can do is just take a bit of a deep dive and try to hold your breath. If they overstay themselves too long, submerged inside of the water area, they will be also out of breath and die inevitable death. So that's going to be like very realistic, but the physics in PUBG Mobile is very different. We're going to get into our first map on the first game in the All-Stars Regional PUBG Mobile Grand Finals, Miramar. Yeah, they're trolling me because right now we're going to give some QR code for you guys. Scan it now because it's going to be just a glimpse. If you snooze, you lose. This QR code will let you win a huge amount of prizes later today. So make sure you scan it now. What will the prize be? I will not let you know right now because I assure you it's going to be huge. It's going to be big. You don't want to miss it. For every single map, we will give away a QR code for you guys to scan. If you missed the first one, we still have Sanhok, Rondo in the wrangle. So scan your QR code right now or you might miss it. But can we get into the match right now? I think we are good to go. Not yet. Okay. So make sure you guys scan. I'm probably going to scan myself one. Can I scan too? Yeah, I can. Yeah, probably going to get rigged later on. But if you guys watching at home, are you guys supposed to be on ground? Scan away this QR code because we might have a different winner. And we will be announcing the winner for after every single map as well. And we will try to guide you step by step when it comes to how to claim your prizes later on. But trust me, you don't want to miss this giveaway, especially prior to the award ceremony later on. But I think without further ado, the QR code's gone. That's really tricky, by the way. They let you see the QR code for less than a minute. So if you missed it, good luck with that. Go back and replay the live once more. Okay, we have some tech issue coming up right now, so we're going to have to wait whether they manage to resolve the issues for now. It's pretty normal. Hey, what's a tournament without any hiccups? It's pretty fun. That's why we make memories out of all the tournaments. Hiccups and coughs are actually really good when it comes to the tournament. It means that everybody's taking things very seriously to fight themselves to the max level when it comes to the max performance. It's not just about the fight of getting the champions. It's about the pride of the region. Out of all stars in this PUBG Mobile Grand Finals, which region will be the strongest amongst this all-star? Will be from Malaysia. Malaysia, no sound. Will be the champs from Thailand. No sound also. And then we have the Philippines and as well as Indonesia. Do drop us in the comment section as well. Which team do you think will take this one away? Will it be the Thais, will it be the Philippines, Indonesia, or the host country, Malaysia, where we're live right now in RedQ Sepang. If you guys want to watch it, you guys can watch on this social platform where they are live right now, currently ongoing. If you miss that QR code and try to rescan it as well. Now, when it comes to the prize pool, I'm going to break it down while we're waiting for the tech issues to resolve right now. It's going to be over 8,000 ringgit Malaysia plus thousands of UC up for grabs, including champions will take away 3,200 ringgit Malaysia and 3,000 PUBG Mobile UC, a lion's share of a prize pool for the champs. While the second place or the runner-up will take away 2,000 ringgit Malaysia plus 1,500 UC. Third place, things seem to be dwindling down when it comes to the third place. 1,500 ringgit Malaysia and 600 UC, while fourth place with 800 ringgit and 600 UC. While we'll be awarding till only the fifth place. Fifth place will take away only 500 ringgit, but that only is still money, guys, but without the UC, of course. So I mean, everybody try to aim one step at a time. I mean, whoever can actually aim for the champs, go ahead. But at the same time, there's a lot of good contenders in this tournament. I'm looking forward if there's any team seems to be a bit more outstanding. When it comes to the cheers winning over to SPHL All-Stars. Come out from the Malaysian side. And who else from the Thai? So far, when it comes to cheers, this team seems to be having the most fan base in this venue right now. But I don't know about the others. Maybe they will be the underdogs, the Black Knights that nobody give enough attention to. So that's the fun about the Battle Royale, because everybody, anybody can win. Some of you guys will say it's all about skills and no luck. But I assure you about PUBG Mobile and Battle Royale, there will be 5% of luck still in play. Because why? The things about the circle, it will shift in every single stage. If they happen to be lucky enough, that 5% of lucky, they will get favored inside of the circle, and the circle will move right on top to the teams. Question is, how can they master and conquer their fortress to defense against all the team coming into the circle where they stand? So it's all about tenacity. It's all about strategy. It's all about communication. And it's also, of course, about the knowledge of the maps for each of the team. Do they know well enough where to hide? Do they know the exit and entry point for every single team that passing through? Do they know who are they going against? Or will they shoot blind and make themselves in jeopardy for the rest of the team's position as well? Well, waiting for the teams to start off. That's an interesting finger just now by the teams and the players. We can see all the teams and players right now are waiting for the game to commence. While we wait, it's going to be starting off with Miramar map. I'll be honest about PUBG Mobile tournaments. It's a rare sight to have the biggest, not really the biggest, we have Rondo now, the second largest map, which is Miramar, to be the start of the show. Because usually people will take a smaller map as a start because they need some warming up to do. But when it comes to this tournament, that's why it is unique and something else entirely. Because it's All-Star Regional PUBG Mobile Grand Finals will test the player to their limits. Starting off with one of the hardest map as a start. Trying to warm up, do they have enough time? And then next up, we're going to follow up with the smallest map of them all, which is going to be the second map, Sanhok. 4x4 kilometers, 50% land to water ratio with the rainforest terrain. That's going to be a fast game, but when it comes to the zone, it's going to be extra painful. Now remember, if you guys want to know which team's actually winning, or how to predict which teams are actually winning, see the center of the circle, because that's going to be the safest spot. Whoever wants to survive longer, they have to defend the center of the circle as long as they can, because the circle will only exist until stage number 8, where stage number 9, the circle will completely disappear and everybody will have to fight whoever get to survive the longest, because the blue zone will cover the entirety of the map. Whoever have the longest or the most HP health point by the end of the day, they will actually take away the winner chicken dinner to win their match here. So 4 maps to go. Are we good to go? We're good to go. Okay, we're waiting. It's almost green light. We're at yellow light right now. Yellow light before we take off into the air to fly into Miramar. 10 seconds to go. Are you guys ready? 10 seconds to go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head over to our All-Stars Regional PUBG Mobile Grand Finals with the first map. It's going to be the sandy dunes of Miramar. Coming out from the very south of the map here, we do have Minas around the very south, Minas Desa and Valdemar area going up to the north. That's going to be heading over to Torre Ahumada for our flight path. So whoever drops on the northern side of the map, like El Pozo or Lake Cabrera, there's going to be a long journey. Now, just to recap or reintroduce Miramar map for you guys, this map is huge. The first thing all the players will try to aim for, it's going to be trying to find themselves vehicles. Because right now, vehicles are super crucial. If they don't have vehicles, they'll be slowly migrating themselves throughout the entirety of the map. The journey is going to be horrendous for them if they don't have any vehicles. So they need, first and foremost, for the teams, they need to find vehicles to move around the map. Because if you move by foot, there's no trees, not much vegetations, not much structures. Yes, they have big cities like Los Leones, but it won't cover them as long. For example, if a circle moves to San Martin, while we'll wait for the circle to pops, nobody drop himself around Minas del Sol or Valdemar, while Hacienda Patron seems to be very vacant right now. Puerto Paraiso is vacant too. But a big more population on top of Chumacera, where we have team number 4 and number 3. I assume that's going to be SPHLs and Bandaramas. They will try to fight themselves for the compound. While the circle's not popping steadily yet, Al-Azhar, we have 3 teams that have potential wars later on very soon. They're going to break out the fight. When it comes to the early skirmishes, it's super important to make sure all the team survive. Coming out on the very south of the circle, we didn't see the circle just now, but we shift over. But we're going to have to wait and see the circle later on. Coming out from Team 7, we have Code Blazer. I think this is going to be 5 FS, I assume. I hope it's going to be the right one. But we have Niels, Blazer, Wicked, and D7. Yeah, well, Wicked managed to get himself some UMP. Now, when it comes to this map, the best weapon, what kind of weapon is good for you? First and foremost, whatever you can see, just take it first. You need to survive. That's the most important thing. Beggars don't get to be choosy, okay? Live with the fact that you need to grab whatever you can, because in case somebody come in and rush you from behind, at least you have some arsenal, you have some weapon to work against. But the best weapon to be used in the case of Miramar, usually when it comes to the pro scene, is going to be M14, the DMRs. Designated Marksman Rifles, DMRs, or even an M416. That's going to be the standard assault rifle, most favorite, most used. Like how Team 9, iBox TV, Sal. I don't know if I butchered that, I'm so sorry. But the one that he's holding right now at the front, the most left weapon, that's going to be the M416. Another weapon that's famously used is going to be also the shotgun DBS. DBS is very good when it comes to very short range in a close quarter combat, or we call it a CQC. That's where all the players start to have their secondary weapon, a short range weapon. When it comes to the rifle, it can be used to mid to long range. You can attach 6 times scope with it if you can find one. But Team 11, I assume this is going to be, I hope it's actually Ningwall, but I assume, or Alpha, but I think it's going to be somebody else. We're going to call him Team 11 so far when it comes to All-Stars. Osman, Horimiya, we have Joshua Jiggly, I like that name, very fancy. And Delay Jandari, trying to find himself and scouting their perimeters. They know for a fact there's one team very close to them. They are being very careful about it. There's probably going to be 2 or 3 teams around here somewhere for the teams that are actually right in this compound. There'll be a couple of structures, small buildings, but enough to cover themselves. Osman with a level 1 vest and level 1 helmet. If you guys don't know that one, how do I know it's level 1 helmet and vest? You can see the bars, yellow bar down there. So if there's 2 yellow bars, it means level 2 vest and level 2 helmet. The best one is going to be level 3 helmet and level 3 vest. The more level they have, the more armor they have, the more bigger their shield will be. So they will require more gun shots to actually be taken down. Okay? But when it comes to HP, it's going to be still the 100 HP. May try to get down on D7. What is going on just now? Missed that fight. 5. Taken down as well. It's a different place entirely. While we're looking at Kang Amun still trying to scout over to Horimiya. They try to park themselves in a position where they can actually see the other side of the road. It's pretty difficult because they're being blocked by so many buildings. Got himself for Pak De Warto. I like his name. Pak De. Pak De. With a UMP and a Scar L. A UMP is an SMG. It's pretty decent when it comes to mid and short range, but it's not great when it comes to long range. But that Scar L will compensate when it comes to the long range. It's still an assault rifle, and there's going to be another shotgun and another UMP by Nak Bonus Boleh. Amboi nama dia. Very smart name. Very smart name. Maybe everybody should put that name one day. Boss. But when it comes to the All-Star, it's all about the game right now. Barely got enough loot. They need so much for team number 5. There's going to be Airborne, if I'm not mistaken. Airborne, they still need first aid kits, some pills. And if you can see the orange bar, like for example, you're looking at Code Blazer right now, that orange bar is actually energy. Oh, taking some fights. Blazer got some headshots and from the back. Trying to run away. He got 4 first aids right now using 1. But at least he got go! Ryan! OP! What a remarkable shot from the back. Stealing away at the team's knockdown just now. Nice sight coming out from the side of Mitra. At the same time, they lost 1 player as well. Starting as a trio, team number 4. This is going to be SPHL All-Stars. Only have 3 players as a start, while the others will outnumber them as a 4. Froy using that sniper rifle and the assault rifle as his primary and secondary gun, hoping he will get some long distance shot. No Molotov. Couple of hand grenades and 1 smoke grenade. A bit silent before the storm. Couple of shots from a 4 and another one bite the dust. GLF taken down. Zigzag and the rest of the team number 12 here will try to take away their loot and upgrade themselves with whatever they have left with the death boxes laying around. Mark Hunk. Nobody knows about Mark Hunk position. JPN. Try to pick out where are the rest of the team 17. The All-Stars are battling it out right now from the high ground to the low. The rest of the team coming up from behind. They try to take themselves out of the players. Will this be Silent Raptors? Philippines start to rise up. Bunny turning around. Zigzag himself into the compound where almost they're bleeding out. Bunny down to only 1% of his feet. Zigzag taken out as well from the sides. Things are looking green for team number 12 here right now. It's going to be who else? The ties rising up. They managed to recall and revive their teammate. Amma and Bunny will be saved here. But for Baba Kumi, he's trying to take advantage. The last player in team number 12. Babe Kumi with a UMP. Being barbecued. Nowhere to run, no hide. The third team to be eliminated. We're down to 13. 49 players. Piup. Reposition, giving away his position after he opened fires on top of St. Martin here right now. Flux. They need to pick up a Mark Hunk. Mark Hung needs the help to be risen again by the rest of the teammate, but it's not being allowed. Another team coming up from behind. They will try to take them down. It's not going to be great. Team number 8, Lucifer, has arrived. Shot from behind. Bring around Rosie. Go, but Lucifer taken out instead. Carpus just standing. Peel trying to do some damage control. Team 17, All-Stars. Battling it out by Bat and Bunny. Bat, of all the places being knocked down, why on top of a roof? How to reach out, but Mark Hung barbecued! Last player left, Amar. Teammate, they managed to come back despite being ambushed, but Amar, brilliant spray just now, taking out Lucifer. He's gonna do cleaning off the job. Of all their teams being taken out before, except for Kalpis. Take your time, Kalpis. It's okay, buddy. Kalpis, you don't have any teammate anyways, but you can try to run. On the side of team number 17, Bunny and Mark Hung. Think this is going to be Silent Raptors, probably. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Mark Hung finally being revived. They had some casualty on the side of team 17. But one being eliminated will not be that detrimental on the side of team 17. But on the side of Mark Hung, I do wish his teammate actually dropped some first aid as well. He needs to reset his HP right now. Pretty low, down to only 10% HP, not great. But another team seems to be passing through. St. Martin seems to be hot, hot, hot. 3-4 teams passing across the same compound of the map. St. Martin. Team number 3, try to scout out some information regarding the low ground teams. They try to take control of the high grounds of St. Martin for now. Things not doing great for the teams at the very low ground. On Team 3, we haven't got a clue about the circle yet. At the same time, they're waiting for the next stage of circle to pop. I assume the next stage is going to be stage number 4. On the side of Vish, when it comes to bullet-wise, not the most, but enough to sustain. This is going to be Bandarama's team from Indonesia. While we're heading over to a different team here. Pada Warto, Blood Coffin, still having a 4-player, but they will bump into another team here, right across. Will they go unharmed? Will they go unscathed? But they managed to take on Chin Chan. Next it's going to be Venom. Without any hesitation, team number 5 just triumph over to take this fight head on. Smokes being popped just to make sure they got themselves covered to get that revive going on. That's a very nice smoke, by the way, in case the rest of team number 16 tried to take them down from behind. At least this will blind the vision of the opponent's team that will pass through. Now, if I want to get our circle, this is going to be a hot circle, especially water treatment will be the main concern for the teams out there. That's going to be the center of the circle. When it comes to water treatment, there'll be some water tower structures too. Whoever get himself there as soon as possible, they will control and take the fortress for themselves. It's all about race against the time for the teams. Blood Coffin. While the other 2 players of team number 5 just now managed to migrate himself, while team 3 still stuck himself against team 17. 17 have been aggressively engaged or being the victim for the teams that are going for a hunt. Joker tried to take down a Mark Hung. He's got himself stuck down there. He needs to get out from the warehouse. But how to go if you don't have the team to help you to get out? Mark Hung seems to be in predicament. On team number 5. And as you finish off Anak Mak, feels bad. Hopefully the mothers won't scold him afterwards. We still have 3 more maps to go. Kang Among managed to be revived as well. Barely have enough bullet with his Scar L. I think they tried to find any loot possible for the side of team number 5 right now. They need the ammunition. They are running dry with their resources. They need to replenish it. One play without elimination. Nak bonus boleh? Boleh bang. Kalau dapat elimination, baru boleh bonus bang. But he will try to get the bonus on the side of nak bonus boleh. Mark Hung barely have enough for his vest. If you see the red color on vest, it means it's almost destroyed completely. Couple of more bullets for Mark Hung's vest. He will lose it entirely gone. So he needs to find a replacement for their gears whenever after they finish a battle. Time's not on the side of the team, so it's not inside of the circle. We're heading over to stage number 5 now. 2 minutes on the clock for the next stage. But don't forget, for whoever's watching it right now, take your phone out or any of your devices out and just scan the QR code away, because we're going to have a lucky draw. And it's going to be a mystery for now until we actually do the lucky draw later. What will be the prizes later on? Just get it away. Money. Sometimes people are like, shoot, just shoot. Whenever you shoot, but you didn't actually knock anybody down, you're also risking the whole team's position. You're giving away so much information regarding where you stand, where the bullets come from. And if the team that responding to your bullets from afar seems to be aggressive, they will take a vehicle and just rush straight into your compound that you're defending. So they have to be extra careful who they want to pick the fight against for these teams, especially Team 17. They are quite scattered about, and it's an easy ambush for the team coming up from behind as well. They have a couple of haystacks. We'll cover them at the low ground area, but whoever's on the higher ground, they can easily just put out Team 17. They have to be extra careful for now. One team migrating. Here comes Bunny. Spot out one. Braze! But bold and brazen, almost entirely exploded there. UAC! Kagaboom! No barricade, no cover, nowhere to run, no hide. Because Bunny will eat it out against Kangamun right now. Mark Hong trying to assist. Bunny just now to finish off with that one player. Why me? Kangamun is just, why me? Of all the players of team number 5, why me? Whilst on the side of Kangamun, this has become the pop-out trying to get himself out of this bubble. The rest of Team 17 are fighting against Team number 5 All-Star. Bunny, you have to pick one. Don't be too greedy. You might be running out of bullet bullets plenty enough to supply for the rest of the skirmish right now, Bunny. Spot out the rest of team number 5. This gives so much opportunity for Kangamun to get out and exit from the back. But eyes tight, Bunny will not let Kangamun go easily. Kangamun, can he be saved by his teammates or not? Bada giving away his position easily, but lucky enough, no spray seems to be connected so far. Makang. We are right on top of water treatment. Last we saw, this is going to be the center of the circle. I don't know if there's any team died themselves to the blue zone, but we're down to only 11 teams with 40 players remaining. Out of 16 teams, we're left with 11. Team number 18. Sprayed down by Team 17 here right now. Kangamun, just let him go, man. Let him live. But no, Kangamun finally taken down by Bunny after such a long time to hold himself. But it's just impossible with no barricade and an open field. Next is going to be Bunny taking the rage on. Bunny. Nobody stopping Bunny right now. Bunny is hopping and gunning at the same time, but Amar taking himself indoors while repositioning himself into the first floor here. Trying to find himself an angle that he can shoot against and get a clear view, but Bunny got himself right on top of the rooftop. He just gave himself a bit exposed, but worth it for the information. Tapping out from Bunny, single shots. Bullets wise, Bunny, you have to be a bit more reserving now, play a bit more conservative with the bullets running low. We have Dance taken out as well, different side of a map. 37 players alive, but 11 teams still remain and intact, which means some teams will remain with a solo player. But right now, we're heading over to stage number 6 very soon with 10 more seconds remaining. The players that are actually at the edge of the circle need to move right now, or they will actually die in vain if they don't get out from the blue zone. Looking at Marta. Spray CQC. It's going to be Legendary going away by the head-to-head spray confrontation. Delay. The Legendary. The Legendary. He wants to say he's a legend. But right now, not yet. We don't see that one coming yet. But maybe soon in the next one. Marta. Here comes a hand grenade. Position, angled it. Nice angle, but there's nobody there. trying to randomly just, hopefully, the hand grenade will land onto somebody else, or somebody at least. Still not connecting against Team 11. Bit frustrated on the side of Marta, but he's trying. Well, 200. Here comes the map. Now this is going to be our last few circles. We only have a couple of teams. Nothing. Nobody on the northern side of the map at all. Thanks to the flight path that's very south to the map just now, making it so difficult for the players to get up to the north. And there will be a lot of filtering, thinning of the crowd, especially on top of Hacienda de Patron. Too much population on Hacienda de Patron will make only one team emerge out of there alive to fight against the other two teams on the north. While too many teams at the south, they have to battle it out to make sure they will survive to fight against the teams coming up from the north. Next we have team number 6. 200 repositioning. They are very close to the blue zone. This is not a great news. And also, team number 6, time's ticking. Time is not on their side. They need to get out and not be close at the blue zone. They're not inside of a safe zone. They need to get into the safe zone in the white circle. We're down to only 9 teams left. It's going to be really crucial for the teams to make sure they have all 4 men well and alive. So far, all the teams that we're looking at, none of them having a full roster 4 men alive. I'll be questioning about his driving license, but it's okay, Alma. Nobody saw that. Or Mark Hung, who's driving, I guess. Jump straight. Ball and brazen, try to go for it. They're gonna take it over, pull over and try to go and march in straight for confrontation. Team 17. Spotted out Team 18. Got tax in trouble. A flying car it is. But Makang climbing up. This is the physics of PUBG Mobile. There's no gravity, guys. The car's not moving backwards, so it's gonna be just forward or flying. But back on the side of Team 10. Team 10 having all 4 men, but unfortunately one of them not in the game. So it's still counted as 3. But when it comes to elimination, 5 eliminations in the bag. Probably one of the most silent but deadly. You know what is silent and deadly? Ask yourself. One of them will be team number 10. The other one, you know. When you walk into an elevator, it's silent, but something deadly coming out. That's what I mean. I don't know why I'm explaining, but I hope you guys enjoy it. But back to us, team number 10. They try to flush out the rest of team number 3. Now, this is another good strategy coming from team number 10. What they're trying to do, they are at the rim of the white circle, which is going to be the safe zone. They are making sure, we call this gatekeeping. They will deny the entry of team number 4 from team number 3 from getting into the safe zone. Once they are being cornered down and the blue zone start to just take them out, there's no way in. If they want to be alive for team number 3, they have to force the fight against team number 10. Like it or not, they have to force the fight now because the blue zone will not be friendly and one by one thing out by the game itself. But unfortunately, team number 10, despite trying to just gatekeep all the teams of team number 3, they will actually bit their own tails from the back here. Jin, reposition, try to go forward, but his one-man army, can he actually do it and survive by himself? For team number 10, it's all down to Jin to make sure if they can win this or entirely losing it, because when it comes to position points, this is not enough for the team. But elimination-wise, they might end up with only 6 points by end of this map. Now, every position have their own respective points. When you get the chicken dinner, or you get number 1 in the point to survive the longest and win this map, you'll get 10 points. And we reduce the point onwards, starting from second place, it's going to be 6 points, and reduce every single point until the 9th or 10th place. They only get 1 point, and the rest of the team that being eliminated early, they will not get any points at all. And unless if they have elimination. If they got some elimination, each elimination counted as 1 point. So right now, for the sake of the placement points, we call it, Jin try to rack the numbers up as long as he can and try to survive as long as he needs to. 6 smoke, 1 hand grenade, 1 Molotov. It's not going to be enough for him to be aggressive. He needs to play it safe. One team will gatekeep him from afar. But at the same time, for Jin, he's super lucky, by the way. This is why I talk about that 5% of luck. Jin, out of all the places, the circle favors him. He doesn't need to get out or move anywhere. All he needs to do is just wait it out, let the other teams to fight their battles, and just wait to be the top 3. We're down to 8 teams with 24 players. I assume the average of the players that remaining on that team is going to be 3 players each, except for Jin, of course. So there might be one or two teams still have 4 men still standing. They have to be extra careful because manpower-wise, Jin, he doesn't have enough. He's all by himself right now. But lucky for him, the circle still favors him. So he doesn't have to run away from the blue. The blue won't get here. Just next to Jin, another team coming up. Oh, Jin, be patient. You open fires. All the crosshair will be going to his side, but he's trying to go third party. Try to steal away from the side for the points. Ammar taking out KFC. Bunny taking out KFC number 2. And that's Bunny again. I feel like Bunny might be the MVP for this map here right now. His name popped up, but unfortunately, Jin didn't last long enough for him. We're down to 6 teams. Quickly now, it's going to be lesser and lesser players remaining. Team number 3, Vish, the last remaining member. Another solo player here coming up from the side of team number 3. Going against team number... right across him, another team with a different number. Team 14 ASU. Guangha, Sora. They conquered this side, the south side of the circle. Where the circle is getting smaller. We call it the direction of the circle instead of a map. But that 1 player remaining. How to get out from the blue. The blue is coming up very quickly now. He needs to get out. He needs to squeeze himself to get into the safe zone. Kryptonite eyeing out those on the high ground. For the side of Team 14, they have a great position when it comes to the building. But at the same time, he needs to get out because the next circle, the last few stages, he probably have problem to gain information because right now the slope of the hill is blocking the vision of Team 14 here right now. They have no clue where all the other team's direction coming up from. They're trying to figure out how to get out. Sora hoping to get a glimpse of any information coming up from the other player, but coming! Spot out Vish! Another team buys the Danzu down to 5. Sora might spot it out Tarung. Or Super Faye. Nix. Sora is going to be the most pivotal player here right now. He needs to give so much information for the team, but Coffee to get out of Faye. It's a bit of a problem on the teams that are in the center. Team 18 being sandwiched 2 sides from the north and from the south. Team number 5, Partner's team and Sora's team will take advantage of the team that being sandwiched in the middle. While whoever try to fight for the center here will have to fight their way in as well. The uneven terrain of Miramar making it so difficult to visualize on the other side of a hill. Kryptonite spotted out the enemy's team. Joshua jiggling as well away from the bullets flying over. But Kryptonite, he might spot him out. Joshua! Surprise! Surprise! And Kryptonite stealing those shots despite his waiting for the right time while the other teammates try to revive on Kami-kun. Can Kryptonite actually crime with this chicken dinner or a different team entirely? Kryptonite, he spotted out Faye early on. He got the early information. But how to engage, how to confront. But Team 5 down to 2 players. A Black Coffee with 4 eliminations. 6 in total as a team. They have to work things around as a duo. But extra careful now. Try to find any extra loot in the death boxes of the fallen members prior to this engagement. Down to 3 teams. They need to climb up the hill for team number 14 right now. The only way for team number 14 to take out team 5 is just hike up this hill. Or if they have hand grenades, they have smoke, they have to toss it now. No point of saving your throwables. We call them utilities or throwables that will be used later. You cannot use it for the next map. Might as well use it now. But that's what they are. Both players 18. They had the opportunity for team number 18. They had the manpower, but they were hesitant. Team 5 is going to be a 2v4. Kryptonite is down. They're outnumbered for team 5, but 2v4 is no problem until Guam arrives. Until Okami's for them out. Okami! What a nice off angle just now. Blood Coffin. It's going to be a 1v1 between Okami-kun versus Blood Coffin. Mexican standoff between the two players. Standing to gain the chicken dinner here. Blood Coffin march forward! Okami! What a spray! What a spray! Just now we saw Blood Coffin almost one more bullet, but I have to give it Ning Wall. Winner, chicken dinner. Amazing play by both players of respective teams. Incredible call-outs and instincts. Congratulations again to Ning Wall from Thailand. Thailand pride winning over the All-Stars of Thailand right now. What a fight and what a way to finish it in fashion. Oh man. Okami, are you okay, Okami-kun? I would be broken, aka Malaysian call it koya, when you have one bullet left to take down Ning Wall's player just now, Blood Coffin. But I have to say that was an amazing play. What a send-off when it comes to Miramar map. But next one, I'm going to head over to a different map entirely. A different geography, a different atmosphere, a different temperature, a different everything when it comes to the next map. From the one of the biggest, from the sandy dunes of Miramar, we're heading over to Sanhok next, which is going to be a super fast game because it's the smallest map of them all, 4x4 kilometers. But nonetheless, team number 18 just now, if they are 14, I think it was team number 14, if they weren't hesitant, they had more men than team number 5. They had more firepower, they had more manpower. This is about the test of your mental when it comes to PUBG Mobile esports scene. If you're hesitant, you doubt yourself too much, overthinking will actually haunt you till the very end. If you, for 1 second, question yourself at that very critical moment, everything is gone. That's what happened to the other team, the team that actually got themselves in third place. Now, on the side of that 2v4, I have to say, team number 5, it's going to be the team to watch out for because they are aggressive. They were aggressive. Despite having fewer manpower, lesser teammate, they have no hesitance or whatsoever to finish off the team that actually do have the high ground, do have all the advantage against them, advantage with them, and have the firepower along their side. They didn't hesitate for a moment. It's all about whether you're brave enough to march forward, try to gain information, and we ended up with slight high ground just now as well when it comes to the ending. So it's super crucial for them to have enough information. For the teams that try to hide it out at the lower ground, inside of the building, inside of a compound, that won't work. Because like it or not, you have to pluck your courage out and try to force the fight anyways. But still, nonetheless, it was a nice ending. And we saw so many teams also probably also finish off by the blue zone. But before we head into a slightly break, we're gonna be the time for you guys watching at home that actually got your QR code scanned out. We're gonna spin it when it comes to our lucky draw session. And make sure you guys registered yourself for the lucky draw here. If you guys missed the first one, don't worry, we still have 3 more maps remaining, which means 3 more chances for you guys to go. So let's spin the wheel of fortune. A first name. Click it. Just click it. Okay. So the lucky draw prize, or prize number 1. So All-Stars all for one. It's going to be one for all lanyard. It'll be not just one. It'll be multiple lanyards to be given away as well. And this is a very limited edition lanyard. But you don't get this anyway. It's going to be 1 in a million in the entire world. Not even 1 in a million. 3 in a million. So you're going to have 3 lanyards to win away. So let's spin it. It's gonna be Muhammad Shakib bin Rohisham. Give a clap, guys. Come on. A round of applause for Muhammad Shakib bin Rohisham. Congratulations on winning our first lucky draw prize. That is the All-Stars all for one and one for all lanyard. So it's going to be a musketeer, a lanyard for you guys. But for the next lucky draw, don't forget to scan QR code. It's going to be 3. We're drawing 3, right? We're drawing 3. Okay, the second prize with all-stars, all for one for all lanyard. Muhammad Mazlin Shah bin Roslin. Tepuk lah sikit, tepuk. Clap. Lanyard, okay, lanyard. All for one for all. And the last, not least, our third musketeer to take away the lanyard is gonna be Muhammad Shabil bin Samsudin. Tepuk. Tepuk. Tak ada orang nak tepuk. Okay, saya tepuk lah. Congratulations to our 3 lucky winners. They just won themselves all for one and one for all All-Stars lanyard that's exclusively only during this time, during the All-Stars Regional PUBG Mobile Grand Finals. For the next one, we got spoilers, guys. We got spoilers. This one is only one. The greatest of all time lanyard. If you wear this, you get discounts, you get freebies. Everywhere you go, people will want to buy you a drink. So who will be the greatest all the time? And it's gonna be Muhammad Ahmad Mirza bin Muhammad Samsudin. So since he got the greatest of all time lanyard, he can ask for a bonus. Maybe lah bang maybe ya bang. Because you're great kan? You're greatest of all time. Congratulations to all our lucky winners just now. Another one. Last one. What is the last prize po bang? Airbus thermoflask. Wow! I won also. Okay. The last is going to be the grandiest of them all when it comes to the first lucky draw. And the winner is Ahmad Muiz bin Kadir. Just won yourself the coolest thermoflask, which I really want have myself. The Airbus thermoflask. And also something that you guys cannot buy or cannot get easily, okay? Congratulations for all our 5 lucky draw winners just now. But before we head into the map number 2, I'll try to tone down after the break. But speaking of the break, we're going to head over. I need some drinks and see you guys in a couple of minutes. Welcome back, ladies and gents, to the All-Stars Regional PUBG Mobile Grand Finals. And we want to thank all our sponsors being part of this tournament as well. I'm Chichi, your casters for today, narrating the stories of our All-Stars players down there. Which region will triumph? All the 4 regions participating this time. We have some teams coming up from Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, as well as Philippines. Just now, the first recap about the first map of the day. We had the chicken dinner by Ning Wall, hailing from Thai teams of All-Stars. Just now taking the chicken away in Miramar, but when it comes to the second map, it's going to be entirely different. Just now we have the vast map, Ascended Dunes of Miramar. First and foremost, I have to aim for that was the vehicles just now for their migration and their rotation throughout the map. But when it comes to Sanhok, it's going to be a different story. We do know it's the smallest map of them all, 4 by 4 kilometers, rainforest terrain, so many structures, vegetations, lot of small hills, multiple cities as well. First and foremost, they have to find themselves looting. There's going to be not the vehicles. Vehicles is going to be a bonus. It's not really needed because it's a very small map, so everybody can run on their feet or just walk around. But when it comes to looting, it's going to be scarce, especially when it comes to the healing items like first aid kits, mat kits, or even hand grenades, Molotov, as well as stun grenade or the flash. It's going to be very little amount that's limited inside of Sanhok map. So everybody will try to go and find those utilities as fast as they can. And also, be careful of DBS afterwards. But we're going to head over for some graphics later on. We're going to just break it down about what really happened early and how to what we expected. But when it comes to the points, congratulations to Ningwo for getting the chicken dinner. But Mike, wow, 14 eliminations. Marah ke bang? Mike from Malaysia, despite Ningwo got themselves the chicken dinner that will give them 10 extra points for their placement points. But with that 7 elimination, it's not gonna be enough to take Mike down. Mike, despite they weren't in the top 4 teams to survive the longest, but it's enough for them to get themselves 4 placement points. They added up with their eliminations, total up to 18 points. First and second place, Ningwo and Mike. I think there's something to do with the ends for the teams. That's why they're on top for both end teams. But third place, Bandaramas with 14 points. Another double digit. Well, SPHL All-Stars plays themselves at 4th place with 8 points. Sabla with 3 elimination points, total up to 6 points at a tie with Varus. But T-Varus do have 5 extra elimination points, but placement points they have lesser than Sabla. So it's still going to be tied up to 6 points. Loot Legends with 3 eliminations, rally up to 5 points, or 5 FS at 8th place with 5 elimination and 5 points, which means they were one of the teams that being eliminated quite early. Now, to gain the placement points, they have to be from 10th place onwards. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They're going to have some placement points. If you're being eliminated early, that's going to be a 0. That's what happened when it comes to the second page here. Alpha at 9th place with 4 points with 3 eliminations, which means they have 1 placement points. Who else? At 10th place, no placement points, but they managed to score 3 elimination points that place themselves at 10th place. Albon, that 1 elimination points, will try to hold at the second page as long as they can and try to pump up to the first page. Same goes for 4 Angry Men at 12th place with only 1 point. But unfortunately, 4 teams at 13 places, 16 places. There's going to be 4 teams haven't cracked their zeros yet. Silent Raptors, PH, Team Marksman, Magdes, and Lawa team 13, 14, 15, and 16. Unfortunately, they did not score any in the first map of Miramar just now. But hey, it's never too late because we head over to a smaller map. Now, there's going to be some motivations for the 4 teams at the very bottom now to do something about it. They need to be more aggressive, more proactive, and try to find the victims early on. Heading over to Sanhok. Now we talk about Sanhok. There'll be a couple of places that's very favored by the circle. One of it's going to be Pubgm. Pubgm will be the centralizing town of this map. That's how you see it. The visualization on top of Map Sanhok right now, that is Pubgm. And everybody, if they drop themselves Pubgm, whoever tried to conquer Pubgm and managed to do so, will have higher chances to win this map. Next, after Sanhok, we're going to head over to Rondo and Wrangle. But for Sanhok, this going to be a feisty one. Because why? Like I mentioned, not just is the smallest map, it comprises of 3 different islands. We call it Island Alpha, Camp Alpha Island, Camp Bravo Island, and Camp Charlie Island. Now for Camp Bravo Island, it's going to be the biggest island. We call it the main peninsula. On the left side, the smallest island on the north left side, northwest, is going to be the smallest island, which is going to be the Camp Alpha Island. Now, the middle island, we call it Camp Charlie Island, is going to be slightly on the south side. So when it comes to 3 islands separated in a very small map, which means we have bridges to cross amongst this island, which means that's what we call as choke points. The teams can actually try to gatekeep the other teams who try to chase the circle that have to cross from one island to the other and try to block them entirely. That's why we call it gatekeeping. They're basically keeping the gate closed against all the teams and try to make sure denying their entrance into the safe zone. And that's the trickiest part when it comes to Sanhok because of how many choke points exist in this map. One of the biggest choke points or the places town, or the town that actually one of the best choke points for the teams that want to form elimination is either they play the center of the circle or the center of the map or just keep it guarding over the choke point. One of the best choke point to form eliminations in this map, it's gonna be Painan. If the team seems to be controlling Painan and the circle also still comprises Painan, they can just wreak havoc and have the elimination numbers up. But the question is, do they dare to do so? Do they have the courage to gatekeep all the other teams and make sure to stop them from entering their map or the circle itself? But for you guys at home, don't forget this is your tournament as well. And for you guys on ground, this is also the time for you to shine. I don't know what we will win for the next lucky draw prize, but this is just scan the QR code. That's all you need to do. Open up your devices and just open the camera, take a picture of the QR code. If it's just going away too fast for you, my tip for you, take a picture first, scan later. Because that one, it means you have more time to share the QR codes with your own. How many devices you have, just put it all in. If you have more than one device, take a picture first and scan all the QR codes with all your devices. Another way for you to have better odds at winning the next lucky draw prize. Because right now, I do know there's going to be a massive lucky draw right before, especially in the last map Wrangle, right before the prize giving ceremony or award ceremony. So we're going to have to wait and see who will be that lucky person to finally get away with the biggest prize for today. But for today's matches, gears up and ready. This is going to be Ningwall, the team that just won the first chicken dinner. But unfortunately, they're being pushed down to second place because we have a different team that's taking the lead right now. Niner Mike. Despite not scoring that chicken dinner, they are standing at the champions spot, the podium spot, because they just take everyone out and bulldoze everybody from behind with their remarkable firepower. But nonetheless, these two teams, Ning Wall and Niner Mike, will be the team that should be watched out for, because they are the one that's standing in the first and second place. And the difference of the prize pool breakdown between the second and the first place, the champions and the first runner-up, is massive. We're talking about over 1,000 ringgit of difference. Imagine a first place and second place. By the end of today, the difference is only 1 point. And that 1 point will cost you a difference of 1,000 ringgit. And that's going to be the most expensive 1 point in PUBG Mobile here. So everybody have to make sure they have their points up. We have 2 teams with female players here, including Ningwall, as well as who else? But they are showing their fierceness in the game, despite the mix of gender. Now, like we mentioned before, this is the beautiful thing about PUBG Mobile and eSport as a whole. Gender has no play or advantage when it comes to eSports. It's all about your mental strength. It's all about your team communication and teamwork, and also your tenacity to handle the pressure when times are needed. But I think gears up, ready to go. Still having a cup of coffee for our players here. Looking chill. But question is, are their points chill enough for them to really take a chill? Because right now we have 4 teams at the very bottom with no points yet. That 4 teams are still not breaking their zeros. They have to make a comeback. If not, either Ningwo or even Niner Mike in this case. Niner Mike, the team that seems to be the most aggressive and the only team that got themselves a double-digit elimination throughout the first map just now. The rest of the teams still doing pretty decent themselves, a bit more conservative when it comes to the gameplay, a bit more strategic, I would love to say, because they're taking the time to read information. But Niner Mike, they don't give a heck whoever they have to go against. They just go and rumble it in, and flatten all the teams out. So they have to be extra careful to go against Niner Mike. Next map, Sanhok. Now, teams that are super aggressive, like Niner Mike, again, I'm sorry, I'm mentioning you guys too much because you guys are aggressive. Because just now, when it comes to Miramar map, the teams that actually have most aggressive prowess will actually outshine everybody else in the smaller map like Sanhok. Now, Sanhok is a battle map all day long. You will bump into any team and any player sooner than you think you have. Like, I think I have more time. No. The moment you loot, you fly down the plane, you loot up, that's where you might actually bump into one of the players. That's just how small the map is. Now, players ready, getting their hands all stretched out, because we're heading over the most smallest map, the rainforestry of Sanhok. Let's fly into our second map of the day. Oh, 15 seconds to go. Music's up. Like how change of the atmosphere, you can feel the tension in the air. Players all focus up, looking at their devices. And this map. First, as per usual, PUBG Mobile is all about survival game. You fly the plane, you drop from it, drop where you want to be. But question is, can you survive after? You have to survive against the player, against the blue zone. But there are cases you have to survive against your own teammate. There are some teammates that love to toss hand grenades and Molotov against their own teammate. If that's one of your teammates, good luck, have fun, be patient, okay? But we have a very straight horizontal flight path this time, coming up from the western side, very south of Cam Alpha, towards the right side, or the eastern side of a map, which dropping around Lakawi. This is a very beautiful flight path, because everybody can drop wherever they fancy, because of how equally divided the map into north and the south side. But for the team that going out very south, we only have one team that's going to be around Sami. But unfortunately, the team that dropping themselves on top of Sami, they have a long journey to go. They have to walk all the way toward the northern side, because we might based on my experience of 7 years, almost 8 years of PUBG Mobile, high chance you might end it up, if it's not cow, it's gonna be on top of that bridge, or better case scenario, south side of Paradise Resort. This 3 spot is gonna be the hottest spot for the teams to think about, because high chance the circle might hover around there. But if it ended up on the left side, the smallest island, good luck, have fun for the teams that have to cross themselves over of that hard-tin bridge. And also when it comes to the choke points, it's gonna be a lot of gatekeeping for the teams that are dropping themselves on top of Chem Alpha region. They can just farm themselves eliminations. Kangamun. Dun, dun, dun. It feels like we can actually play that dinosaur song now, the way he actually walked himself. But we have to give credit for Blood Coffin. This is the team that's so close. 2v4. But lost that one bullet in the last minute. Almost can smell and feel and taste the chicken dinner just now. But that one bullet that just 1 second too late, unfortunately did secure themselves chicken dinner. Now redemption time for Team Bandaramas. Team number 5. Talked about Camp Bravo. We have 2 teams taking around this area, including Mark Des, hailing from Malaysia. There's no friendly neighbor in here at all. Nobody wants to share a compound. Just separated between walls. How would Bandaramas, team number 5, want to approach this fight? They tried to bait out with opening the doors just now, hoping somebody will try to glimpse or have a pick to see the sound of the doors. But none of the team number 15, Magdas, is taking that bait yet. Try to guerrilla their way in. Here comes the hand grenade. Not connecting anybody just yet, but here comes the rush. They want to go for the flush. Now bonus going in, but this is pulling Ritz all the way to the back. Ritz might have to tank 1v4 against it all by himself, but he's not willing to take the risk anyway. But where did the shots coming out from? Blood Coffin spotted out dilemma. They're actually trying to go off angle from the back to stab them off against team number 5 here, Bandarama. Well, what a swift reaction, Namung! Oh, no bullets! Switch it over, make it on time. Now clean it up to take the point away. Hey, nasty, you want to punch that guy over, but never mind that. Kangamun taking out Uncle Manja, leaving the players down to 2. Magdes, how to deal with this? It's going to be 2v4. Like Coffin, smart move, but going with the DBS! One more bite to dust, leaving the last player of Team 15, Magdes, Jebon. I think it's a perfect name to remain as a solo player for Jebon. Jebon himself to survive to the very end. What you gonna do, Jebon? Kangamun with a micro Uzi. They're trying to clear every single corner. Next we have team number 18. It's going to be SPHL. Allstars. Terung managed to actually revive one of the teammate, but they are crying out for the help for Goptags as well. He's bleeding out. Afei, can he make it on time to save his teammate? Down to Flathead, the last player of team number 10. This is going to be T-Virus versus SPHL All-Stars. SPHL All-Stars managed to revive their teammate as a 4. Flathead will get flattened out. He's fighting for his life. But Nyx managed to take out Flathead. That's going to be the first team out in Sanhok map. Next, 4 Angry Men. This is not the original 4 Angry Men, I know that. But this is going to be the Malaysian version of 4 Angry Men. Spot out a couple of players. Might actually listen to some noises down there for 2PO. Question is, did they actually get the exact location of the opponent's team to relay the information back to the team to reorganize their move towards the rush against the team they're fighting against. But lucky enough for them, Loot Legends just passing by. 2PO didn't spot them out. There's two teams they have to fight against. The moment team number 8, 4 Angry Men open fire, trust me, the other two teams will react instantly, instantaneously, just trying to take them out. The moment you open fire, you're jeopardizing the whole team's position. Just exploit your own position for the other teams to take you down. So that's why usually early game, nobody wants to open fire. For Turong, that's going to be the last Mat Kit. He got 3 first aid. Well, Mat Kit is bigger than first aid, by the way, guys. If you look at the right corner down there, first aid kit only heals like, what, 70 to 60% of your HP. But for Mat Kit, it just going to heals you max out of it. Team 9 seems to be having a luxurious loot early on. There's going to be Team 5 FS. Level 2 gears, level 2 helmet, level 2 vest. Got himself multiple adrenaline shots. Energy drink, can just push himself to the maximum bar. If you look at the HP, there's 2 bars. The smaller bar, that actually is your shield. If you have energy drink, when it comes to the orange color, it will give you extra boost of your HP as well, and your HP regeneration. And if it max out, it gives you movement speed as well. So it's super crucial when it comes to the smaller map for them to have these utilities, the energy drink, those adrenaline shots. It plays such a big role and big impact when it comes to the smaller map. Team 9, 5FS, taking high ground advantage. The problem with this map, high ground advantage sounds great, but not much covers. You have a couple of rocks to take covers to barricade yourself, and some vegetations like trees, even the bushes, will camouflage you for a bit, but not much longer. There's going to be team number 6, Alpha, hailing from the Thai region, the Thailand teams of Allstars. FD Frank spotted out number 18. That's going to be SPHL we saw early on. He's trying to relay the information back towards his team, waiting the rest of the team to reassess situation, reorganize, and got himself in a formation to rush and flush. Frank been spotted out of fight, a bit too long of staring game. That's actually a very sharp glimpse coming out from Team SPHL, despite he was literally hiding and doing some recon for the team. Don't know about the rest of the teammate coming out from team number 6, which is Team Alpha. Can they revive Frank here? Smoke's been popped. But Afai keeping his eyes very tight on Frank. This is going to be difficult, but unfortunately, KFC, nope. Just going to leave it be. At least Frank, he didn't die in vain. He gave enough information for the team. Hey, there's going to be a whole team, 4 men, right in front of our team. So now they're being careful, being alert by the information by the fallen Frank just now. That's why they're being a bit more cautious this time. But on the right side of the circle, we have team number 11, Sabla, versus team 15. That's going to be J-Bond, Magdes, last standing player. J-Bond, despite being solo player, he's taken out almost the entire crew of Team Sabla. They still had 4 men before. It's 1v4, and they didn't know. Thanks to the warehouse. The problem with this big warehouse. Oh, nice try for J-Bond. He lasted long enough. He contributed so much for the team with that elimination just now. Still did not go empty-handed when it comes to this round. They're going to wait in the lobby and wait out for the next map. But for the warehouses here, they need to leave on the side of Team Sabla. The problem with big warehouses, it's a great fortress, it's a great castle for you to defend. But the moment you step out from these warehouses, it's going to be a flat, plain, open field. That's the trade-off of taking big buildings. It's going to be empty spaces. The moment you try to migrate yourself into the safe zone, into the safe circle, you're gone if there's too many teams passing by. But lucky enough for the side of Team Sabla, it was just only J-Bond, the last player for his team, Magdes just now. We're down to 13 teams. If 49 players alive. Four angry men. Trying to read the junction. Might spot it out. Team number 6 Alpha. Waiting and taking their own time. Waiting for the circle to shrink. And now, next stage will commence. 20 seconds to go. They need to make a move. Team number 8. 4 angry men. Knowing the fact there's a lot of players will cross by here. They will try to choke this point out. Pew. Team number 8, 4 angry men. So try to find extra points. Whoever pass over to this junction, they have to face the wrath of this team, 4 angry men. Lucifer. Sharing the same house as Pew just now. They don't get any sort of information outside. They need to get out. Just see any rotation of the team. If not, they might actually dig their own grave if the Blues don't arrive anytime soon. We haven't seen the next stage circle, where the circle will be. So we might have some teams still inside of the blue zone. Waiting it out. Kalpis. Very close to SPHL. Last time we saw somebody try to scout SPHL, team number 18. They've been taken out instantly, especially Afai. Very sharp shooter. But Kalpis willing to take the risk. Just trying to scout some information against the team across the other side. Big risk, big rewards. It's not just one team, we have another team. But if Kalpis not being careful, teams right in front of him will actually take him down. Cannot overpick. But for you guys, this is something that you can do. Just scan away the QR code and win our lucky draw every single time we end the map. It's going to be 4 lucky draws in total. If you missed the first one, you still have 3 more to go, including this one. Back to us a game. I have a couple of skirmish outside of this POV. But for Kalpis, he's very itchy to get out. He wants to fight, but there's nobody showing himself around. But if he's not being careful, if you're a bit too reckless, he'll be gone in an instant. Super. Oh, Kalpis, he's trying to cut off angle. Trying to see team number 6 across the other side of the hill. That's going to be Team Alpha. Mark Hunk again, taken out. Tom! What is going on with Tom? I think a lot of kill fit come out from Tom. I think that's going to be like, what? His fourth kill, 4 eliminations by now? There's no stopping Tom. I think we need to have a glimpse of what happened to a player named Tom right now, because he seems to be aggressively rotating himself, very proactively trying to farm those eliminations. While we wait for the blue zone to finally squeeze the life of our players, it's going to be 35 seconds on the clock till the next stage shows where the next circle will be. They have to run from the blue zone, because the blue zone in second stage, if you guys don't know where or how to run, like, it's okay to survive, to take a bit of blue zone damage in the first 4 stages of the circle. But Roy, team number 4. Oh no, a bit of trade-off. A bit of a trade between these teams. This is going to be Silent Raptor from the Philippines. Left with only Yajivet. Ah. Wow. SPHL. It's always them eyeing out all the teams. I think that's going to be the third or second eliminations by far. Just waiting indoors, not moving. All the teams presented themselves easily to a side of SPHL Allstars, willingly giving away their bodies for points. Now, this stage of the Blue Zone will not be that painful. Like I mentioned before, you don't have to necessarily run from the Blue Zone every single time. For example, the first 4 stages, if this is stage number 2, it won't be as painful. First stage, it will deduct like what? 0.2% of HP per second. Stage 2, 0.4% of HP deducted every single second. Stage 3, mark it up, 0.6. Stage 4, it start to hurt. It's going to be 1% of HP deducted every single second. So it's pretty normal to see players tanking up the blue zone or just stay in the blue zone in the first few stages, but not too far. Next we have York, Team 12, going against Tom! Loot Legends! Wow. Tom, I want to see how many eliminations by Tom right now because he was unstoppable. But at the moment we just praise him unstoppable. Kumi just take him out in an instant. I mean, Kumi, thank you. The whole Sanhok map will want to thank you right now because just now Tom was wild. He was a monster, taking people out one by one non-stop on top of the kill feed on the left side we saw just now. We're down to 11 team with 36 players. Half of the population being wiped out. I think quarter of it probably just by Tom. Next, Jamaluddin. Not Hassan, just Jamaluddin. Stead by team number 12. Who else from Thailand? With a car. Sniper rifle, but Grace unfortunately taken out from the back. A bit of a backstab by a different team. Where did that shots came from? High chances coming out from Team Silent Raptor Philippines from the back. Taken out by surprise. JPN from who else? Thailand. How to save Grace. The moment they pick out the long shots coming out from the back, they have no idea where the shots came out from because they're not looking in the same direction. If you look at the mini-map, there's a small triangle that shows the POV where they're looking at. Next to BO for Dalpada, but backstab from behind. What a nice off angle, repositioned by Kang Mung. Actually saved the whole team of Bandarama's team number 5. While Kalp is still doing the scout since the early of the map until now. Need to pop the smoke and save and revive on 2PO. A revival takes around 4 seconds to pick your members up. So you have to make sure you have some friends to cover fire in case the opponent's team will shoot randomly within the smoke despite they're not able to see you. You need your teammate to help you and give some backup fire. But for Kalpis, you see where the shot's coming out from Pacha again? Bandaramas aggressively, proactively playing the edge of the white circle and get themselves escape from the blue. Who will be the next victim? Blood Coffin of Team Bandaramas. We saw how close he was in the last map to score a chicken. Redemption time for him. Blood Coffin. He's chugging out his energy drink to make sure the full yellow bar just beneath his name so he can get the speed boost. You only get the speed boost if the last 2 bar of the very small bar is orange color. If not, you probably have HP regen only. Right now for Kangman, it's just HP regen, slight HP regen. No speed boost yet for his orange bars, but for Nut Bonus, no helmet, couldn't even pick! Kryptonite, Afai! Super Afai! Once more! Sharp shooter. Every single pixel, he knows what's moving and what's a human being and what's just a structure. What a precise tapping. Pada tried to save on Kang Amung. No smoke being popped yet, but Tarung's just next to him. Pada have to be extra careful. Team Bandaramos slowly losing their man. On the side of Team 18, there's going to be SPHL All-Stars. They need to get away from the blue. Time's not on this side. 20 seconds on the clock. They need to move and get into the circle. If not, they'll be slowly wiped out, not just by the blue zone, by also the players from the inner side of the circle. Okami-kun The team that won themselves the last chicken dinner just now, hailing from Thailand, Ningwall team. Team number 14, Okami-kun, who won themselves the chicken dinner, carried the team in the last map. Now doing some damage towards the team right across, but they are very close to the blue zone and they need to leave too. But they're waiting for the teams that's later coming up from the back. They want to make sure when they're migrating or pushing forward to get into the zone, they will not be backstabbed by the team, but unfortunate enough for them. Coming out from Silent Raptor, Philippines. That one last player, never mind, it's team number 3, Jamaluddin from Loot Legends. Finished off by Okami-kun. We're down to only 6 teams within seconds here. Smoke's been popped. Okami-kun trying to cover fire while their teammate will be reviving the ones that actually fallen behind. Kryptonite revived, but they need to run. Because even though he's being revived, knocked down again, double knock by the blue zone as well. Joshua gatekeeping Okami-kun and the rest of Team Ningwall from advancing, but not enough. Joshua couldn't withstand the firepower. Another team here, that's going to be Team Alpha, team number 6. But what a play by SPHL Allstars. Out of nowhere, jumping from the off angle, side kick them down to the grave, 6 foot under. We're down to 4 teams, 8 players. If there's 4 teams, I assume there's only 2 players average. But now down to 3. Lucifer, the last remaining member of team number 8, 4 Angry Men, have so much responsibility to carry the team on his shoulders. While on the side of team number 14, Ningwall, left with a duo to fight against team number 9, 5FS. They're still having the most manpower. But unfortunately, these 2 teams, not on the inside of the safe zone. They need to get out from the blue. Or this will be default winning. Lucifer can actually score this by himself. They're way too deep in the blue zone. Lucifer, he doesn't need to do anything. He can just win this one. Lucifer. Close enough. iBot. No healing. iBot. 1 HP percent. Lucifer, one-man show. iBot have no choice but to just march forward. 1 rock in between them. And couple of trees. Lucifer reposition himself. Here comes a hand grenade, randomly tossed, hoping it will connect somehow to iBot TV. But team number 9, 5FS, Lucifer keeping the pressure on. From 4 Angry Men versus team number 9, 5FX. iBot with 1 HP, 1 HP left. Can he win this one? Or Lucifer, with still 75% of HP, can win this one. He got no clue where exactly iBot. Lucifer. Here comes another nade. Last hand grenade left on the side of Lucifer. iBot holding on. But iBot, he needs to push forward. The blue zone will close on his end first. It's do or die for iBot. While Lucifer, all he needs to do is play the waiting game. Close enough. iBot very careful. Sneaky Lucifer. Coming up from off angle. iBot have no clue. He's being a bit paranoid right now. iBot doesn't know where the shot's coming out from. 1 bullet. 1 blow of a bullet. Enough to take iBot. But at the same time, Lucifer being reckless, being too overconfident, will actually be a double blade sword for him as well. This might be a backlash if he's not being careful. They're running out of the hand grenades. No more utilities for both teams, except for their first aids and band-aids. 1 single mistake, they're done! Lucifer got shot down to 50% of HP, but iBot! iBot! Holy smokes! 1 HP play by iBot of 5FS! Winner, chicken dinner, what a play by iBot of 5SS. lasted long enough. 1 HP. That was nerve-wracking. Crazy, crazy play by iBot. Oh my God. Imagine being iBot. Your hands shaky. 1 HP. You cannot even get 1 bullet to strike you down. But he was so calm, as cool as cucumber. Hold himself tight, hold himself strong. Such tenacity. Congratulations to 5FS. They just won themselves a chicken dinner in Sanhok. What a play. Can we have a round of applause for 5FS? That was big play. Massive big play. Incredible in Sanhok. That's what we said before. Sanhok game's going to be super aggressive, fast plays. And we're down to within seconds. All the teams being wiped out, but that 1 HP, my God. 4 angry men are going to stay angry because it was this close to get himself that chicken dinner. But hey, nonetheless, redemption time for the next one, because next we're heading over to a different map, which is going to be Rondo, the newest map. They just released early this year, around March and April. And it's still an experimental map that's not that famous yet. Everybody's still trying to learn about this map. There's a lot of tips and tricks that we still don't know. But speaking of tips and tricks, there's going to be some tip for you. Ready yourself, because we're going to have the lucky draw winner announcement. Bring the wheel of fortune. Did you guys register yourself? Because every single time we're going to have a different prize pool. If you miss it, you snooze, you lose. So let's head over. What will be the prize of our lucky draw session? I do know it's going to be 4 items. 4 winners will be selected in this one. Previous one, we had 5. This time, we have 4. Did you guys see your name in that wheel of fortune? The first prize will be the Allstars, all for one and one for all lanyard. So are you guys ready? Woo! Let's spin it! Our first winner for Lucky Draw prize is too tiny, but it's going to be Stephen Philip Thomas! Woo! Congratulations to Stephen Philip Thomas for winning our first all for one and one for all lanyard. The second of the Great Musketeer team in All-Stars, yeah? 3 lanyards, yeah? It's Musketeer, so it's going to be 3. All for one and one for all. They can form their own team with these lanyard winners. So small, the names. Arvin Francis Das. Congratulations to Miss Arvin. The second Musketeer for all for one and one for all lanyard. The last Musketeer for the All-Stars all for one and one for all lanyard will be... The winner is... Suhar Diman! Congratulations, our 3 All-Stars all for one and one for all lanyard. Now, the 4th winner for this lucky prize. We're going to have a change of a prize now. Boop! What will it be? The greatest of all time, cap. The cap can actually give you a lot of power. I think you guys should give a lot of power for this guy for one day, for tomorrow. Whoever wins this greatest of all time, somebody have to buy them coffee for that day. So the lucky winner of the greatest of all time cap, it's gonna be Muhammad Naqib Ayman bin Amran. You can see on his forehead, he's the greatest of all time because he's gonna be wearing that cap all the time. So they are the greatest of them all. But you know what? We still have another break. We still have 2 more maps remaining to go. If you guys missed out the first 2 lucky draw sessions, don't forget we still have 2 more. It's going to be before we start the game during the map. That's where you get to see the QR code. But before we're heading into our third map of today in this grand finals. We're going to have a little bit of break before we're heading over to Rondo. See you guys after this. back, ladies and gentlemen, to the All-Stars Regional PUBG Mobile Grand Finals. You're back with me. I'm Chuchu, your casters for today. Also, your narration will be done by me today. So far, we're done with 2 maps done for today. We're done with Winner Winner Chicken Dinner taken by Ningwo in Miramar map. And then just now, we just finished the Winner Winner Chicken in Sanhok. Was taken by 5FS. That's going to be the recap for the first 2 map of the day. The next one, it's going to be Rondo. Rondo is going to be a very tough map. But before we get into the next game, we're going to head over to the overall rankings to break down who's taking the #1 spot. Ning Wo pushing down Niner Mike, who was in #1 prior to any maps just now. Taking a #1 spot, the first podium space, also one chicken dinner. But when it comes to a first run-up with 2 points difference, it's going to be SPHL All-Stars. Without chicken, no problem, but still stand strongly with the most elimination across this board. It's going to be SPHL All-Star with 18 eliminations, tally up with 27 points. Third place, we have 5FS. That was a very flashy chicken dinner just now, but despite scoring themselves a chicken dinner, they still cannot catch up to SPHL All-Stars elimination points up there and tally up with 24 points. Fourth, we have Bandar Ramas at 20 points. Niner Mike, time to step up now with 15 eliminations, but not much of placement points. They place themselves with 19 points in total. 4 Angry Men, 6th place with 13 points. 7th place, Sabla with 10 points. Loot Legend, 10 points with 7 eliminations as well. But let's see if there's any teams on the second page still has a 0. Unfortunately, out of the 4 teams, only 1 managed to crack that 0. Starting off 16th place, Lawa team with 0 points, no progress when it comes to eliminations, no placement points. Same goes for Team Marksman as well as Silent Raptors PH. I mean, when you read their names and they're down here, not trying to taunt you guys. Lawa team basically is like he named himself as Joker team. Marksman, they miss all the marks down there. Silent Raptors, this is not the best time to be silent. Let's just open that 0 to something else. But for Madness, congratulations. Finally, they got himself 1 point. Who else 12th place with 5 points? Outborn with 6 points at 11th place. T-Virus at 10th place with 7 points. While Alpha at 9th place with 8 points. 9th place with 8 points. But for the very bottom 3 teams, I hope they actually start to wake up and just now having a slightly longer warm-up for them. But next map, it's gonna be Rondo. So the one that marking up, the one with the highlighted red background of the map name, that's gonna be the map we're heading into. Now, Rondo is the current biggest map of them all. 8 by 8 kilometers with 3-4 seasons in the map. And what's more important is going to be you scanning that QR code, because if you miss this one, you only have 1 more map to go to, which is going to be Erangel. I assume it's going to be super fast compared to Rondo. Now, if you guys haven't win anything yet for you, when it comes to the viewers at home, or even you guys are scanning your code on ground, you have 2 more chances to go, because the price of the lucky draw will get even better starting from now. So if you guys have a scan it now, because you might be the lucky one that's actually going to take something home and not going empty-handed. But on Rondo map, let's talk a bit about Rondo map. Now, Rondo map is super new, massive, 8 by 8 kilometers with 99% of land. Only 1% of water in there. Now, when it comes to this map, one of the best spot or the hardest spot for the teams and the players that love to play in tournaments or even in a normal public game, that's going to be New York's Factory. New York's Factory is going to be one of the hardest spot for the teams. So we're heading into our 10 map. let's start Rondo. Now for Rondo, there will be around 7 towns that have slightly uniqueness of it. Like I mentioned before, New York's factory, it's one of the biggest factory down there. There's a lot of structures, there's so many things. And one more thing about Rondo, it's gonna be this, double flight path. The map that we had before is only one flight path. Sometimes you only get one flight path in Rondo, but in most cases, because of how massive this map is, because it's only 1% of water, 99% of land, they made 2 flight paths. It depends on your luck if you rumble in any of the flights. If you want to drop on the north, if you get into the flight path with the red dots, great. But if you're not, at least the starting point, it's going to be slightly on the northern side. So it depends. It's a bit of a Royal Rumble. It's a bit of a shuffle and a roulette, whatever the player get into which flight path. That's the uniqueness of Rondo. We have 2 flight paths because they're so big. It's just a big, big map. But when it comes to the drop, Stadium, Test Track, New York's Factory, Yulin, this is going to be the big, big names that you should watch out for. Jadina City is a very, very big city. I'm talking about, if you guys ever been to Kuala Lumpur, it's pretty much like Kuala Lumpur with massive skyscrapers. Can go up to the 30th, 80th floor up there if you drop yourself perfectly right on top of the building. But couple of minutes, just a couple of seconds into the game, we already got ourselves a couple of shots by the players. Osman Laptip taking out Ritz. I don't know which team is actually engaging, but another team that we mentioned before, SPHL All-Star, who is climbing up the ladder when it comes to the top 3. They are aggressively trying to take some hot drops against the other teams, try to clash with the others early on, and try to have early skirmishes. Well, on the side of Turong, he barely got enough. Got tags. He only got 1 smoke, 2 first aids. But that smoke will last long enough. Or he's actually tossing over that stun grenade. Supernix going in against team number 8. That's going to be 4 Angry Men. Now, another thing about Rondo, there's a stun grenade that's a bit different from any other map. So the stun grenade can actually stun the player that's being stunted, and they cannot move for a couple of seconds. So now that's going to be tough. If you have really good team players and you have very solid teamwork, one player toss the stun grenade, the other will actually finish up the job. That's going to be a massive wiped out for the team if they can actually do that. There's so many new things when it comes to Rondo. Rondo is one of the hardest map because of how big. It's one of the most fun to play as well. Now for Neox Factory, there's a lot of warehouses. We saw a couple of teams dropping around nearby Neox Factory early on. We're still heading over towards these 2 teams. None other than SPHL versus 4 Angry Men. 4 Angry Men just now so close of getting that chicken dinner or being the top 4, but unfortunately, fate wasn't on their side. Super Alpha, he was super sharp before. Pube, take it on Super Nix. SPHL team members, team 18. 1 knock and finish off in an instant. Super Nix cannot be helped nor saved right now. But what can be done by Afai? Just do some damage control, make sure you get at least a couple of information from the sidelines. Body off angle. Lucifer, a bit of a trade between SPHL versus 4 Angry Men. It's going to be 3v3 for now. 1 more. Parsi down on the ground by Taro. Afai, pretty low himself. No first aid for Dala for Team 11. We're going all the way towards a different team, Sabla, while the others actually still fighting. Wish we can actually just extend ourselves to see the teams actually fighting here right now because nothing is happening for these teams. It's just gonna be nearby Danqing or Hongshan. I think this is gonna be Hongshan. Nobody nearby on the side of Team 11. That's gonna be Team Sibla. Still curious about what happened to 4 angry men, team number 8 and team number 18 SPH Ultras. Now it was a close combat against them. No kill feed means good news for both teams. Is that doing pretty okay for now. Okay, back to the side of Rondo map. It has 4 seasons. You can have the very Eastern Oriental traditional building. That's going to be around Yulin or Rinjiang. It's very traditional Eastern Oriental vibe compared to Jadina City. Very modernized. 80 level skyscrapers. Some of them you can actually go into it and get yourself a high ground. Next, in the battle of the teams, we have Team Alpha. Barely have enough. Not using the first 8. Frank been knocked down early on. KFC. Reading the name makes us hungry, but for the players, they're hungry for their chicken here. Frank finally get picked up by the players. Now, just to recap, if you guys happen to be very new to PUBG Mobile, PUBG Mobile is actually a battle royale when it comes to the genre. We call it battle royale because there's so many players, up to 100 players you can actually fit into a map. But in this case, usually an esports team or in an esports tournament is up to 64 players. 16 teams total up of 64 players to be in a game. All they need to do basically is just survive. The one that survived the longest will actually take the #1 spot away. Getting that chicken dinner will grant you 10 points as a placement points. Elimination points is just a bonus. But Marta, nice flush coming up from the side of Team Alpha here, number 6. Twice in a row now, Frank. His sacrifice for the sake of the now, but team number 10, here comes the way. T-Virus, sported out. Dynamite, who was super aggressive earlier today, now slowly being tamed down by this guy. T-Virus trying to find a loophole or a leeway just to finish off 2 teams at the same time, including Alborn is there as well. It's a 3-way war between these 3 teams. Lee's still not being picked up by any of their members. Jen saw how incredible he can actually play early on. Flathead. Now, Pada Warto coming out from team number 5. Bandaramas also start taking action. Everybody happened to be in a battleground. If you want to know what the meaning of PUBG is, player unknown battleground. And that is what exactly is happening here right now. 3-way war, another contender coming out of nowhere, taking advantage of the other team misfortunate moment. Flathead. 55 bullet remaining. I have a flattened now by Muck Hunk. A bit late reaction. Coming up from Flathead. T-Virus. What a defense for their fortress here against 2 teams at the same time. Gene almost shredded his fast entirely. Leaves. Level 1 helmet. Barely have enough with the micro Uzi. They barely got enough resources on the side of team number 10 here, T-Virus. Here comes another team, Alborn. And find any off angle that actually overlooked by these teams. Hoping to squeeze in. Backstabbing. Of an M416. That's going to be the assault rifle. Assault rifle, the one they're using, you see on the left side of the weaponry of the player here. M416 is actually the best weapon to use. The recoils, the control, how you spray, you can tap, is the easiest to control and the most precise when it comes to the bullet of how you want it to drop. Compared to the right side, that the one that actually using a 99 years using is going to be DMRs. That's called Mini 14. But it's super great for Mini 14 to go mid to long range, but you can't spray with the DMRs. They are designated marksman rifles. Super hard to spray with, but precision-wise, remarkable. So I assume Niels is going to be the one that's sniping from afar, based on how he actually selected his arsenals. Yep, things happen sometimes. We have to remake the match. I think there's some issues going on. So we will have to remake Rondo. I guess for the teams that are actually being eliminated early, the teams that are being eliminated early, they are cheering. They're going to start over again. Woo! But you know what? We're going to start over right after this break. See you guys in a couple of minutes.